Hi everyone, I'm Rose. Welcome to the Money School. This week, I'm going to talk about something that many Filipinos value highly: home ownership. Is buying a house to live in a good investment? Your real estate agent would have you believe that it certainly is. Have you ever heard that home prices always go up? Lots of people believe that, but it isn't true. Like other assets, the prices of houses go up and down, but the trend is not necessarily upward in the long term. In the 1890s to 1990s, home prices in America remained virtually stagnant. That means if you bought a house in the 1890s, the value of your house would not have appreciated in 100 years. In the Philippines, if a realtor shows you a period of house prices going up that spans just 5 to 10 years, keep in mind that this is a very short period. You most likely will not be selling your house within that short a time frame. In fact, you may even plan on your house being inherited by your children, in which case your house's appreciation in value will not benefit you directly. There is also the risk of supply and demand mismatch in our country. The supply of houses and condominiums marketed to the middle class outweighs the demand, especially among the lower middle class. This means that your starter house or condominium, should you need or want to sell, may be not that easy to liquidate. Remember that a house is a real asset that is not as liquid as paper assets, and so it's not wise to put all your investment money toward your house. For a more detailed discussion on assets, see the link in the description below to my video on that. Do you believe that real estate is the best investment? Well, it can be if you explore ways for real estate to produce cash flow, such as through rental income. Rental income is a good way to earn income, but it's not as passive as realtors would have you believe. You can explore buying a property and having it rented out, but due to the supply and demand mismatch that I mentioned earlier, finding renters may take more time and effort. Be careful though of falling into the trap of thinking that if you are buying your own house, that is already a big investment and you do not need to invest in other assets anymore. Particularly in the Philippines, home ownership is something people chase after. People may end up taking loans that they cannot actually afford because the monthly payments do not allow them to invest in other paper assets anymore, like stocks and bonds. You know how sometimes you look at an empty restaurant and the fact that it's empty makes you think that it may not be that great a restaurant? But when a restaurant has a waiting list, you tend to think that it's a good idea to eat there, that the food must be great even if you've never actually tried the food. People tend to follow fads easily and tend to believe that whatever everyone else is doing is a good idea. There's this popular idea that investing in getting your own house is terrific, but it's not necessarily true. It's especially risky if your home's monthly payments do not allow you enough room to invest at least 10% of your income in paper assets. This is because you need to be setting aside at least 10%, and this is the bare minimum to be able to retire comfortably. Basically, if you are making huge monthly housing payments but not investing for retirement, what's the use of having a house when you retire if you have no retirement fund? Sure, you'll have a house, but you'll go hungry. Realtors and bankers will tell you that you can afford to spend up to 30% on house payments or on renting. But I actually do not agree with applying this percentage as a blanket statement to everyone. We all have our different needs and wants, expenses and priorities when it comes to our finances. So how do you figure out how much you can put towards renting or buying a home? You need to go back to square one, which is setting your financial goals. Know what you want to achieve in life so that you can compute how much to set aside for it. Then look at your budget, track all your expenses versus your income, and figure out how much you can really pay for owning or renting a home. It may end up lower than 30%. I talk more about setting financial goals and budgeting in my other videos. Links are in the description below. Ultimately, buying your own house is like any other investment. It comes with risks that you can manage through diversification. Your house should not be your only investment for the future. Ensure that while you are working toward home ownership, you are also investing in other assets. I hope you guys found this useful. Please like this video and subscribe to The Money School. Let's learn more about money. Thanks for watching. Bye!